Welcome to the Auditory Cortex Club. Hold it. ID and name.
I'm Heschl's Gyrus, the primary auditory cortex. I'm sound perception. I process everything that you're currently hearing. I receive projections directly from your medial geniculate nucleus. We're practically family, girl. Let me in.
So you just sit there and act as the initial detection of sound? Sounds like you're a gossip column to me. What kinds of signals do you possess that make you so special?
You and I are a team. Let me in. I'll tell you what I could do.
Okay, let's go.
I'm responsible for understanding frequency and temporal modulation, tuning specifically with one's ability to hear, identify and manipulate individual sounds, speaker normalization, speech sensitivity, and response, but that's just to name a few.
The receptor in the inner ear, the cochlea, also has hair-like cells which propel sound waves, for example, a scream. Ah! The primary afferent ganglion is the spiral ganglion, also known as the cochlear ganglion. The secondary nucleus is the cochlear nucleus dorsally and ventrally, and the thalamic relay is the medial geniculate nucleus. The secondary nucleus is at the level of the medullopontine junction. The integration center is the primary auditory cortex, also known as Heschl's gyrus.
What's up, Heschl? I've been waiting for you. Is the thalamus confused? Do you need me to explain to her who you are and where you're from? Yes, please.
Here's a horizontal cross-section of the brain. To orient ourselves, this is anterior and this is posterior. Right here, you'll see the lateral sulcus, and within this lateral sulcus, if you open it up, you'll find the insula, and lying on top of the insula, right above the superior temporal gyrus, you'll find Heschl's gyrus.
Heschl's gyrus' structure is commonly viewed during post-mortem tissue review, which shows a high amount of myelin. This is indicative of dense thalamic input from the medial geniculate nucleus.
A study from the National Institute of Health showed that the primary auditory cortex has limitations in obtaining direct neural measurements, showing that speech perception is still a vast uncertainty in research. Heschl's gyrus is primarily responsible for recognizing modulated tones and increased response latency posterior medially to anterior laterally.
All right, so this is our whole brain model. The inferior side is up here, anterior and posterior. This is our lateral sulcus right here, and Heschl's gyrus sits just deep to the lateral sulcus.
I'm Heschl's Gyrus, and welcome to my crib.
In the physical therapy profession, we will not directly treat disorders with Heschl's gyrus, but many patients we encounter may suffer from ailments with Heschl's gyrus, especially strokes to the temporal lobe. In this instance, patients may not respond to verbal cues, in which we may need visual or tactile cueing for impaired basic auditory processing. Here, we can increase visual and tactile cueing using simple language and slow pacing for activity.
As an overview, PTs need to be mindful of the types of cueing that they are using with patients that have hearing deficits. The most important are repetitive visual and tactile cues. Thalamus, remember those important cues we talked about? Visual and tactile? Those are really important in helping when I get damaged. Now do you know who I am?
I guess I do.
Now, let's
I'm on fire. I tell her, baby, 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 I'm a fireball.